Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. Book learning alone is not enough to cultivate intelligence. All those scholars in the academia are prime examples. Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. The scribe's work is simple, which is exactly why I took the position.
is no escape! Busted!
Here you are.
This is it. Don't be a killjoy! Just because I miscalculated.
Take it easy. Gotcha! Shine down!
Everyone hold hands!
Illusion shattered! Quietly now.
Following order.
Shine down!
I'm getting Hey! Yeah!
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing. Ad Astra.
Let it be known that divinity is mine!
Illusion shattered!
Gotcha.
Committed to memory! Yeah.
Perish!
Take it easy.
More power!
A process of elimination.
Point.
You cannot defy me, mortal! A thousand eons, mine to dominate! Burn to oblivion!
Take it easy.
Reality is pain. Good riddance, cruel world.
Commit to memory. Grow, grow, grow.
Possible.
Yeah. The Temple of Wisdom.
Gotcha. You're about to get dicey.
Defract. I can't. Again.
Thunder! Busted! Shine down! Fleeting shadow.
This may hurt a little.
Flicker.
That weak! Illusions are but distractions!
escape. Gotcha.
Commit it to memory.
This garden is eternal.
Make yourself at home. Let's play through the level.
Quietly now. Here comes the catch. Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish.
Sharing my knowledge. I see everything.
Flicker. A process of elimination.
There is no escape. With gotcha. Final calamity. Purge all obstacles. Shine down. Busted.
Here you are.
Eternity is
The
in
Temple
my
of Wisdom.
hands. There is no escape.
Hey, make yourself at home.
Gotcha. Game's up. Time's over. Torn to oblivion. Illusion shattered. Inferior. Inferior. Euthymia crumbles before me.
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle. Poor time. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. You've got a trick or two.
The process of elimination.
There is no escape! Quietly now.
All you do is run. You tied!
Grow!
No use hiding back there.
Your strength is praiseworthy. I too shall use all of mine. So, don't you dare disappoint me. Foul Legacy, the Devouring Deep!
If you're not sure what to do next,
Shine down! Take it easy. Busted! There is no escape! Quietly now.
You're a cut above.
Find shelter, or mushrooms will start growing on our heads. Did you know that the sound of thunder is the prelude to new life?
You're trembling. Is it the cold or just cowardice?
Solidify! I will have order!
Busted.
We'll see about that.
Detestable.
Upon the gale.
Yeah!
Upon the gale.
Quietly now.
Dare to mess with me?
Squall and fury.
Stabilize!
Busted.
Behold!
We'll see about that.
Search for it.
The Tsaritsa's benevolence has no place for transgressors.
Too late for regrets.
Squall and fury.
Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey.
We'll see about that.
The wind rises.
Cry louder!
Gather.
Quietly now.
Not every wound will heal!
Behold. Upon the gale.
Stabilize!
Busted.
The wind rises. Search for it.
Solidify!
Gotcha.
Gather!
Truth repeats its course.
Who dare
Behold.
call me a witch? Know your place. I never asked for redemption. Never.
I'm num-
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida! Bad news. We just saw the Balladeer. Did he escape or... Ah!
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Suristana? Aren't you supposed to be locked up? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down? But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when...
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you. Considering you...
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. The Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position. Plus, he's a former Harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond. Wait a second. Former? You mean, he's not a Harbinger? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Sometimes it's you using them. Other times, it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui. And also between each of the Harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be. Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear. Don't you?
Yeah, obvious! Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
All right. Then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nahida, are you serious about this? Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit. Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that? Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take too long, even for me. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information, and should be able to find it more quickly. Exactly! Or what if... I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing, a feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, It is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it. It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it. Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help? I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while even though he only has a fraction of his full power left. That's still Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside. Great. Prepare yourselves. Wow! It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smart!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe...
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through. I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after Fine. Let's call it truce. But only until this...
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path.
You sure are confident.
If there are no further objections, I suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy! It's unbearable!
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure. Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him! So this is the inside of Irminsul. Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels...
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of it?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the...
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so... say we did go... what are you...
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you...
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge tree!
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint. The Balladeer's actually doing what Nahida tells him. The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do. Traveler, Paimon. Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join. Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads? That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this when Paimon's never tried this. So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction? As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers. Well done. Smart in it. So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon. Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatar... If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki... Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gase got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatara Suna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved. Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner know.
So,
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was...
Wait! How did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh?
This light. It looks similar to...
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement! You...
Shh! Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
Whoa!
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, under your leadership, Tatara Suna is a warm, welcoming place, like a giant village. People are gainfully employed, their lives have purpose. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations, skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no... You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me. And now, even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working right here alongside us.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of
So you say, Escher.
My good sir, what do you mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. Because I didn't want to speculate. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up, and recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, what?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring...
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But
after all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torachiyo, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks...
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine.
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am...
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end... I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my...
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like you're... I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you...
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my... It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity.
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside.
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. Accomplished by all this. Why go to all this trouble?
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a... If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui...
The Fatui?
Just to create a minor
That's it. That's why you gave us your cursed
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human...
If you give him my heart, tell him he has nothing to prove to anyone. Because not everyone just wants to use other people.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than... I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will... Mr. Niwa. Already dead. What a pity. Jester, I have completed the task you gave me, creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Hey, are you alright?
Dottore. Dottore! Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine? But why did we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit...
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one. You know very well what that means.
Let's give him some space. He looks really mad.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
I'm still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but what?
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabukimono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as a mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the Balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the Balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the Balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic. The mechanic answered. Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The Balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger...
Holy moly! So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible!
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend. It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Hey, aren't you investigating the stuff we...
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone?
Does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well,
Huh?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Khaenri'ah. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world. Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your sister for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, did you get all that?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me. Give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past? Done.
Huh? What
Nothing. I was just thanking him. So long. I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time—
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta— Oh no, he's really gone!
Oh, can you hear me?
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now?
It was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out!
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our—
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.